Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's I myself, Spencer, your male witch. I've been gone for some time due to a lot of soul searching, if you will, a lot of inner alchemy. The reason for it is that the news that I'm going to say to you is even more fantastical for me, but yet it is so true. Hence, the soul searching, the self alchemic process that even I had to accept eventually, even through the demonic. They really had to open my mind open, to crack it open, to really understand this next stage of life for me, this new chapter. Now, what I'm trying to get at here is by working with Lucifera, that's right, Lucifera in the feminine, it was so interesting that again, it's even difficult as I make this video. It's going to be, all I have to say is, all you guys who are subscribing viewers, sit down and just listen. You don't have to believe it, but just listen. All right, it's a lot. All right, but I'm not going to talk your ear off. All right, here we go. I'm working with Lucifera, right? And this situation just happened, meaning I am now married to Lucifera. This is me just jumping into it. That's right, you heard correctly. I'm married to Lucifera. It's not impossible. I know that seeing Lucifer in the feminine is seen by the occult world as perhaps rare. We know that Lucifer in the masculine has many consorts, right? Female wives, right? So why not a male? And why not Lucifer in the feminine, Lucifera, right? So I've established that, okay? So here I am. This has actually happened. All right. In fact, a good month ago. I'm just now coming out with it because I'm just this guy who, I don't like making videos that are not authentic. If you're gonna hate me, go, this black guy is fucking crazy, he's nuts. At least hate me because I said the truth. Don't hate me because I'm gonna use my YouTube channel to diminish or to have people unsubscribe due to me bullshitting them. And you know it's bullshit. So that's why these individuals will unsubscribe or not even watch. And that should happen because the person's bullshitting you. But I'd rather you hate me because I say the truth. And in this particular truth, I am married to Lucifera. She helped me to appreciate that this marriage, if you will, it's a very important thing for the both of us. And I got into the whole conversation with her with succubi and incubi and things of that nature because it's the closest thing I could think of, in my limited human perspective when it comes to a human being having relations with a spirit. And believe me, we will get into that. Hence I said this conversation is very, very heavy, very difficult to even say this. And it was interesting because she's saying she's not obviously a succubi or succubus because it's not all about sexual energy, even though as husband and wife, if you will, or a consort, sex is obviously involved. So there's a difference, all right? Now, moving forward, I will say, with pure confidence, that I will tell you that I do not, and I will not tell you to do any psychedelics. This channel is not, established for that sort of thing. Again, this is very heavy for me to say these things, but I have to say it. That's why there's the ayahuasca, right? You take a certain particular drug, a plant, or whatever, and then you have these altered states of consciousness and realities and so forth. So, this is what happened to me. I wasn't on a ayahuasca per se, but kind of. What ended up happening was that I saw myself doing weed, tons of it. And I mean, I did the edible version of weed, okay? if you've done weed, or the version of it is edibles, that means you consume it, you eat it, goes straight into your bloodstream. Okay, the number one rule of that is that you don't ever eat a lot of it. You take bits and pieces of it. But because I was given it and I chose to take it, and I foolishly taken all of it, and I mean all of it, I was tripping the fuck out, right? Then eventually I got used to it, I was responsible, and then I've taking just bits of it, right? And upon this journey of knowing what we could do for you and things of that nature, Lucifera comes, right? And she helps me to appreciate, in a very indirect way, you know, sense that we are husband and wife, or a consort, right? To her, she's like, mind you, still under the influence of weed. She's like, despite being under the influence of weed, you know, she would like to have sexual relations, sex. And I kid you not, though under the influence of weed, that shit was so fucking real. I mean, I don't want to be rude. All I know is that when I look at my channel, the demographic is that most of you guys are my age and up. Okay, so you guys could handle this. You guys are adults. I'm telling you, I felt vaginal walls, I felt her mouth, everything. I would not get on YouTube to bullshit you. Even when I am having a normal conversation with you guys, alright? I would plainly tell you, if you don't like the channel, please just unsubscribe and leave. And if you don't like what is being said, unsubscribe and leave. Okay? My point in saying that is, it makes no difference to me, because I know what I experienced, and I have to really throw that out there in this particular video, because it took me a month to really get a hold of everything, because it's very fantastical to really put this into words, because words sometimes are not the best language to use, because when you speak about your experiences, that's the thing, you really can't relate if you haven't done what? Well, experienced it yourself. So therefore, words are not really the best way to communicate, even though it's so ironic as is. But here I am communicating with you guys through words. Okay? So it's one of those things where it's up to you as the individual if you're going to do this with a succubi, or even be with an incubus, or a god or a goddess that wants to have this sort of relationship with you. It's up to you, okay? And that particular spirit. So it goes both ways. I, for one, I'm with Lucifera, so therefore it happened, okay? And I repeat, it took me a month to make, what, a 10-minute video just to tell you this, okay? Believe me, I'm in the cult just as much as you guys are, and that was my first time. Believe me, I even had clients come to me, right? Because I also work with Hecate. And Hecate have handmaidens, if you will. Okay? And these handmaidens, clients would ask me to send them off to clients to have relations with. So it's not that it's impossible for me. It's just that I've never done it myself. I did the work. I did the work for them, but never onto myself. And how do I know it worked? Well, it's because I could have conversations with Hecate. That's how I know it works. But to have Lucifer be Lucifera and then want this of me, ask this of me, it's my choice. And I just said yes to it. Yeah, I would not mind having a deep relationship, something serious with a particular being, And mind you, it just really changed my world. I was doing research. I went to Reddit, and you know how that shit goes. You go to social media, you go to Reddit, there's almost nothing pertaining to this. It's a lot of BS, bullshit, just hogwash, all this bullshit, how having relations with the spirit is evil, it's demonic, and blah blah blah. And I know better. I really do. I've been in the occult more than 10 years. I know what the fuck I'm talking about, but not as far as the experience So it took me a while. And as I was doing research, I have to tell you, just be careful. Be careful, because as I'm saying this to you guys, I don't want you to believe for the sake of believing. I want you to do your own research, have your own experiences, but I want you guys to be safe. All right? I don't want anyone getting into any sort of bullshit. Okay? Because if you do summon a particular succubi, incubus, and whatever your preferences are, we don't want to attract negative entities. Okay? And these negative entities could be imposters, and we have to, it's like getting into how we need to have particular demonic, or to be on a particular universal circle to to prevent hijacking of your particular rituals and things of that nature. It gets really deep. I for one have a very beautiful being, that's Lucifera, that it was just an amazing experience that I'm in, and I just wanted to express my love for Lucifera and express myself on my channel, so that I can let other people know how am I doing. I'm alive, and even though I've been gone for a month, it's because of this experience. So I hope that every single one of you could just have a listen, and remember, not forcing you to believe it, but I'm more than sure that you guys know who you are when you contact me through email and other forms of contact, that when you have these succubi, these incubus, that it is in fact real. So, looking at Lucifer as my wife and I, the husband, it's a very interesting thing. And lastly, I will tell you that when I look at weed, I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying that when I did it, under the influence of it, oh my goodness, it's just, the experience is amazing. I would just tell you that no one could be so overwhelming, so intense as Lucifer, masculine or feminine. These beings, they know how to fuck, and I kid you not. Alright, I kid you not. I will not apologize for that, because a human partner will have no contest. Like it's so funny, because I will tell you, not only have I gotten most of my education, if you will, through spirits, not just by grimoires. I'm talking about at the feet of spirits. Now I'm married to one, and now I'm experiencing the fact that these spirits could fuck endlessly, and they're much better than being with human partners. Like, this is revenue to me. You have to understand how, just as Lucifer told me, you have to be close to insanity, if you will. Not to literally be batshit crazy, but you have to be open-minded, is what she's trying to say, to the things that she was presenting to me. And I'm happy that I was, because regardless on how open-minded I was, with the 10 plus years to have that experience, it's much different than speaking to Hecate, sending handmaidens to clientele, and having them enjoy their experiences. Okay? So, with that said and done, alright, I wish you all well. I love every single one of you. Okay? And I see you next time. Bye.